ShinRobjira.
Today we're going to be talking about the Ultra Hero 500 series, Glitter Trigger Eternity and Trigger Dark. These are both very interesting designs for Ultraman Trigger. It's nice to see that we finally have a glitter form for Trigger, and honestly, Trigger Dark is just one of the coolest designs in the entire show, personally. Given the 500 series and what it's typically known for, I feel both of the figures are pretty prime representations of how they look in this show. Trigger Dark, though, he is just brimming with a lot of really fantastic detail, while Glitter Trigger just shines, man. You put him on the shelf and he's like one of the first things you notice, unless you have a bunch of glitter Tigas around him. But enough about all that, let's get into the history. Up first, Trigger Dark. This is Trigger's original form as a member of the Giants of Darkness. Trigger had since lost access to this form after he defected to the side of the light. But Carmera's Curse of Darkness restores him after Kengo was removed from his empty husk. This design overall debuted in episode 11, while Glitter Trigger over here is Trigger's most powerful form to date, combining all three strengths of multi, power, and sky types thanks to a fragment of the Eternity Core. The form saps energy from Trigger, thus only allowing a minute of use. This form in and of itself debuted in episode 12. And just to go out on a limb here, I really do like that this is very much like a Devil Trigger kind of thing. Wow, that's really funny. Devil May Cry, Devil Trigger, Ultraman Trigger. Yeah. I like that it's very much a last resort, and I really hope they don't introduce some kind of MacGuffin in the show that'll allow Kengo to stay in this form for too long. There was a specific comment in the comment section of episode 12 where Glitter Trigger premiered, and people said that they felt final forms in recent Ultra shows felt a little bit too OP and kinda just used to get to the end of the episode, and I do agree after watching Ultraman Z. Fantastic show, and I prefer it over Ultraman Trigger, facts. But I like that there's now a little bit more drama with Ultraman Trigger. The show's kind of been here nor there with me for a bit now, and this feels like it's a much needed injection of some drama, some dread. But anyway, let's get to talking about old Glitter Boy over here. Glitter Trigger Eternity absolutely signifies hope and smile, and that is just perfectly represented with this beautiful tag art, and a whole bunch of other stuff on here that I'm sure is integral to the character. Dear God, I've won the lottery! And then there's the back. Glitter Eternity meet Glitter Eternity in a top loader. Boo. So just take a look at Glitter Trigger over here. He is nice and shiny and gold, and from far away he kind of looks like a metallic pasta stain. Just a little bit. But up close and personal, we have some fantastic detail and some fantastic paint. I especially love the little details that they did on the head over here. Simple, yet effective. Really, really love the presence of a triple color timer on the chest. Very, very nice. A tad on the messy side, but I'll let it go. Loving, and I mean loving the detail on the torso. Look at that. Loving the detail on the all golden arms. This is a moment where the lack there of paint on a 500 series figure I actually enjoy because I really like this. I love that his arms are all gold. I really, really do. Moving into the crotchal area, it looks like Ultraman Trigger Ultra finished. Yikes. But for the most part, the lower torso is going to be metallic orange, save for the silver stripes on him, and the detail is just very beautifully represented. Same could be said for the back. He's like an Ultra Oscar. No, not Oscar Kokoschka from Hey Arnold. Like, you know, the Oscar. And for the most part, I really don't have anything negative to say. We've got the standard beautiful detail from Bandai. We've got the standard here nor there paint from Bandai. Personally, I think the eyes could have been done a little bit better. They're a little on the droopy side, but I do love that texturing. And I know this is the official design of this form, but I really would have liked it if the color timers represented, you know, multi, power, and sky, just with like the different colors, but that's just like a tiny little nitpick from me. Overall, Glitter Trigger, he's a good looking guy. Paint's not as bad as some, detail's as great as others. I'll give him 2 solid stars for paint and detail, why not? And now let's move on to Riga. I definitely butchered that. Shadow the Trigger Hog over here do be looking really cool on this tag. Have I mentioned that I love Trigger Dark's design? Because I really do. I just wish he was an actual character. Allow me to recreate the proper characterization of Trigger Dark. Ah! Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, he has a little bit of a moment with Kengo when he's beating the ever-loving snot out of him, but other than that, he's just there? Granted, I wasn't expecting much, considering how the show is going right now, but I don't know. again, he's just kind of there. And I really don't like how Carmera kind of simps for him, too. It's like, okay, he's hot and he's powerful to her. I don't know, I feel like that's just a bit of a misstep with that character, especially considering Carmilla and Tiga's relationship. And Tiga being who Tiga was when he was Tiga Dark, but anyway.
I hear no, see no evil, blah, blah, on the floor, unleash a million faces, and one by one they fall.
So here we have Trigger Dark, and yes, the detail on this lovely, dark, and hot topic-based lad is fantastic. Again, I really do love Trigger Dark's design. Loving the spikes on the back. Love that they're detailed as well, and they're detailed up very nicely. I especially love the head design. Wish the eyes had those black streaks in them, but we're not going to get into that. He's a bit messy, especially in terms of the beam lamp up here. It kind of looks like it's peeling off, but it's not. It's just not properly painted. We do got a little bit of a schmutzy on the eye. The details and paint on the torso is magnificent. I do think it needed a little bit more black. I love the copper on silver on blue over here. Looks really nice. Loving the same on the arm over here. This arm's a bit on the bland side. And for the lower torso and the legs, just look at all that lovely detail. It's really good. And I can especially say the same on the back of the figure as well. They went all out on this. Although Trigger Dark's back kinda looks like the underside of a face hugger. I see it. Can you? It's either a face hugger or a head crab from Half-Life that this looks like. Yeah, I can see it. I'll admit, Carmera simps for Trigger Dark, but I kind of do too. This is just a really cool design, and I'm not here to review the show, just the figures, but I do kind of wish he had a little bit more personality. Even if he was just a cringy Trigger the Hedgehog type character. But no, all we get is... But again, not here to review the show, just the figures, and this guy is super duper nice. And him being paired and released alongside Glitter Trigger over here, I feel they're the perfect positive and opposite. One's dark and brooding and screams a lot, the other is a shiny glimmer of hope with a minute-long runtime. Perfectly balanced. I'll give Trigger Dark 2 solid stars, 1 for paint and 1 for detail. Now let's move on into articulation. Since these guys are of the Ultra mold, they're going to have the exact same amount of articulation. 2 in the arm, 1 in the torso for some front butt action. Entirely serviceable, entirely fine for what they are. Bit of a short video, huh? But when it comes to these figures, I feel like I've been going a little bit too in-depth on them, and I think I often forget that I can show appreciation without making it a 15-minute long video on something as basic as these. There you go! 3 solid stars for each. I love them, I enjoy them so very much, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. Do hope you stick around for more, because the next time we meet, I will be talking about the Ultra Action variants of both of these designs. And Trigger Dark is perfect SH Figuarts when... Patrons, thank you so much for becoming ShinRobjira patrons. I truly do appreciate it. If you would like to bring home some darkness or some glitter, I've got 2 links in the comment section down below, personalized affiliate links, so if you buy them, I get a little bit of scratch from HLJ. So hey, if you like them, help yourself out and help me out too. Yeah. Oh yeah, and social media and merch page, all that. Until next time, everybody, I will see you all then and there. A very merry weekend to you all, and... I hear no, see no evil on the wall. I should really look up the lyrics before I have a fall.